with such a young team still, I mean, some of these sophomores have played a lot, but it's still relatively a young basketball team that you're coaching. How do you think they're handling the learning curve that is college basketball?
Right. Well, the one thing you try to do with guys, especially younger guys, try to get them to not play through their shooting. So, we struggled shooting the basketball, especially on the arc in the first half, and you just can't let it bother you. And so that's something for us that we got to keep working on with those guys, is just take as many good shots as possible, but don't hang your hat on your shooting. Just stick with the constants, running, rebounding, defending, and just playing hard.
Coach, you've got to be pretty happy with how AJ played tonight, starting off the game so hot, rejected off the bench. Can you talk about what those two are guarding the post time?
Well, I thought, Eastern Illinois has some very good size. Both of those guys do a good job of clogging the middle. And they mixed it up some, and they played some man, and they played some zone. But I thought, we didn't do a good job of getting AJ and Jay the ball. I think they should get the basketball more, especially after we struggled shooting the ball. But it's still a good balance. If you look at AJ and Jay's numbers together, in the minutes that they played, I think it was 17 points, 11 rebounds between them in less than 40 minutes. That's still pretty productive for one position.
Matt, just how encouraging was it to see them get off to the start they got off, going out 12-0?
Yeah, that's what we talked about in the locker room. That's why I should say I talked about before the game. We said, if we're not going to have energy to start the game, and that means I'm starting the wrong people. Because I believe we have more than 5 guys in this locker room that deserve to start, and we're going to have to mix some things up so we can do a better job. That group together has played well. They just haven't played well at the start of the game. So it wasn't like it was a bad mix, and I thought our guys did a good job of just being ready to play.
Matt, can you talk about the balance you had? I can't remember the numbers, 8 guys with like 8 points or something, but overall it seemed like a pretty impressive balance.
Yeah, it's good to have balance, and I don't really worry about the balance in terms of individual scorings. I try to worry about the balance in terms of where shots are coming from. Trying to get the ball in the paint on drives or post-ups, shooting rhythm threes, getting in transition, getting off the glass. So trying to get that balance is more important to me. But it is good to see, guys share the basketball and have a lot of different people, come close to double digits or have double digits.
We saw Sterling shoot the ball so well in the scrimmages before the season started. Just 4-24, 4 games in. Is he taking bad shots? Is not falling? What's going on there?
Yeah, most of his shots are good, and we're going to continue to run things for him and encourage him to take threes in rhythm. He's probably taken 1 a game. It's probably been ill-advised. I actually just talked to him walking here and told him, I said, don't be discouraged about missing good shots. Just continue to guard, continue to play hard. Thought he had a couple great passes there at the end of the game. Just continue to do the little things. He's been around long enough that the only thing that matters is winning, but he puts in a lot of time. And he can shoot the basketball, and he works on it, so it's frustrating to him. But I just try to encourage guys that I feel they can shoot to continue to do so.
How do you think Ronnie played?
I thought Ronnie was great. He had a pretty good stat line. He had a couple stretches there where I took him out after playing really well, just to obviously get Sterling in or get Bryson in, because those guys deserve to get in and play minutes. But Ronnie was great, obviously getting 8 assists and 1 turnover. Was huge in 24 minutes.
2 more here.
I guess I direct this to both Bryson and Kendall, if you guys would answer this question. There's a definite learning curve in college basketball. Ronnie experienced it last year, but 1 minute the ball falls, the next minute it doesn't. From game to game, you guys both of you have had a lot to learn. How big has the learning curve been, Bryson and Kendall, for you guys?
For me, it was a new learning curve for me because I had to come in and play point guard. That's not what I'm used to, and I'm just trying to learn as much as from Ronnie and his experiences from last year, and try to pick up everything that I can from Painter and all the coaches and all the games that I can. I'm just trying to take it game by game and learn what I can.
Kendall?
Yeah, for me, just kind of taking it day in and day out, physicality, and playing, trying to get myself ready for playing the Big Ten. Coach Painter and the coaches have a lot of trust in me, and that keeps me with my confidence going. Knowing that they believe in me and what I can do.
There is a learning curve though, isn't there,
Yeah,
with
of
that
course.
jump?
Yeah. I mean, it's not really, something that I can't overcome, but it's something, we're always working on in practice.
Ronnie, you guys all talked about, what impact these freshmen could make and kind of the things that they were bringing as far as like depth and energy to practice and stuff. But are you starting to see what you guys expected from them as far as game contributions? I mean, tonight, all four of them, and Basil too, had pretty decent games.
I think so. I mean, they've been bringing a lot of help, and not even in the game, but in practice also with competition. And as far as the game, that's why Coach Payne recruited these guys, and he knew that they'll help us with scoring and defense. And I think they've been doing a pretty good job with that.
Ronnie, one thing you guys haven't been able to do first couple of games, maybe with the exception of the Simpson Connecticut game, was getting off to a fast start. Obviously tonight you start off 12-0. Was that your defense that kind of warmed them up, or was it something they were struggling with on offense, or what would you chalk that start up to?
Well, I thought first, it's the first time we got the first tip, so I think that was something that started us off right. And as far as the game, well, we had a couple good stops, and that's what we need to do to start off the game right. And we got some quick buckets there also. With jamming it down in the paint and just running in transition. That we got some fast buckets in transition.
Ronnie, how do you think you played tonight? You had 8 assists, one off your career high.
I thought I played like a true point guard today. I found my open teammates and scored the ball when I needed to. So I thought I did pretty good.
Jay, it seemed like you and AJ were both really contributing well tonight. Could you just talk about what he brought starting and what you brought off the bench?
Like Ronnie said, we actually got a tip for the first time, so that was good. And AJ brought a lot of energy to start the game. When he came out, I just wanted to keep it up and bring the same intensity.
Bryson, you guys, the stats here say you got 31 points off and 19 turnovers. Just it seems like this team in particular can really do things changing hands. Is that something that's really a priority from an offensive standpoint, is when you get the ball off turnover, go?
Yep, that's what Painter wants us to do. He wants us to try to cause them to turn the ball over and then push the ball in transition and try to get as many baskets as we can. That's what me and Ronnie focus on. That's how we get a lot of our points. And we just try to get our teammates involved, and we try to take the most advantage of transition.
Ronnie,